start removing the combustor module. The combustor module, you remove the combustor module from the engine, and you will disassemble the combustor module into the turbine section and exhaust section. Yeah. So today we will cover three sections or three modules: the combustor, and then we'll break into your turbine section, and the third one is exhaust. Okay. The worksheet that is relevant to this practical for today is P15.5 for the combustor disassembly and inspection. The second worksheet is P15.6 for the turbine section inspection, and the last is P15.7 for the exhaust and the fire shield inspection. Yeah. For the three worksheets, and each has got its own section, so you will have to follow the worksheet and also the procedure laid out in the guidelines which are already uploaded in the PRE. Okay, first of all, so we will go to the engine. Take along with our manual, and we will start removing the module over here. Okay, this is the module that we were talking about from this point, this flange to here. This is the combustor module, and this is your exhaust diffuser. The turbine is internal, it's inside the combustor module. So our task today is to disassemble or split the combustor module and this flange. This is your flange between the combustor module and your diffuser module. So there are 72 bolts and nuts which you have to remove them. Okay. Once you have lift 2 bolts and nuts here, and you use the baby crane to lift the module. Yeah. When we have to pick up the load, then you remove the last 2 bolts and nuts, and then you place that on the table. From there on, we will disassemble the combustor exhaust assembly. I call it the combustor and exhaust diffuser exhaust assembly. So we will disassemble the exhaust from the combustor. We also disassemble the turbine section from the combustor module. Okay. Alright. So take your tools so we can start. First of all, we will start removing the bolts and nuts. Make sure that you make the alignment. Yeah, the alignment between the combustor module and the diffuser, so that when you reinstall, you will not have problem of misalignment. Okay. Look at here. This is your exhaust cone, and this is your fuel nozzle. If you look here, this port, this is for your igniter. Sorry, igniter plug. Yeah. There's one here, and there's one more port there. Over there. If you look at it, this cone is already blocking that igniter port, which means this code is wrongly installed, right? So when you install later, you make sure that this port is not blocked by this code. Yeah. So right now this code is wrongly installed, and then later on you'll fix it. Okay. All right. Okay. Tie bolt. Yeah? Tie bolt, you have to remove the tie bolt, then only you can remove the combustor. Okay, do that first. Okay, boleh pusing tak? Turn it right, hold the one, turn it right. Okay, so you hold this one and then you undo that. Right. Okay. So when you remove, you have to hold that, hold the auto from turning while you are removing the power shaft tunjuk kat situ, this is the power shaft.
Di slow mo.
Tak.
Biasa. Power shaft.
Alright, okay, next. Next what? Next is to remove all the 72 bolts and nut. Yeah. The best, taruh sling, pick up the load, and buka. Tapi susah nak buat kerja ni. Ini yang lebih baik. Tengok, boleh dah buat. Jadi it's a combustor liner. Liner, and this is your second stage nozzle guide vane. Yeah, second stage turbine nozzle guide vane, and this is your power turbine. Yeah? There's a shaft, and the power turbine is part of it. Yeah. So what we're going to do, we're going to remove. We're not going to disassemble the combustor assembly, but you will remove the power turbine and the diffuser. Yeah. So, yang ni, what is this? Fix your combustor liner. This is your combustor casing, housing. This is your second stage turbine nozzle guide vane. This is your power turbine. Yeah. Okay. If you rotate, you lift it. This side tolak sini. Move there. Vertical, make it vertical. Okay. Alright, hold it there. Okay. Rotate the power turbine. You can see the power turbine rotating at the back. Right. So that is the power turbine or the second stage turbine rotor. And this is your exhaust diffuser. Right. Okay. Now we will start removing the accessories or the component, which is your fuel spray nozzle. Remove the clamp, remove the the exhaust core and the fire shield. Yeah. So to do that, lay it flat on the side. Careful with your hand. Okay, now we can remove the clamp. Yeah. That holds the exhaust cone and the fire shield. But before that, remove the fuel manifold. Okay. This engine has only got your secondary fuel manifold. Okay. If you look in the IPC, this engine has got two sets of manifold. One is your starting nozzle, the other one is your secondary nozzle. Yeah. The starting nozzle is here. If you look at here, these are all your fuel nozzle. So this small piece is your starting nozzle. Yeah, that this is a manifold. The nozzle is inside there. Okay, this is your starting nozzle, which is around here, and the big one. These are your secondary nozzle. Okay, starting nozzle is used for what? For starting the engine, to start up to idle, yeah, like your pilot fuel or starting fuel. So this is your start nozzle, right? This is your start manifold, starting fuel manifold, and this is your main or your secondary fuel nozzle. The fuel nozzle, okay, we'll see that. Alright. So start removing the fuel nozzle, secondary fuel nozzle. Remove the clamp, and you can remove the exhaust cone and then lay on the table. from the combustor assembly. Yeah. So the exhaust diffuser assembly is attached by. Okay. So we're going to remove the exhaust diffuser assembly from the combustor. This is the combustor assembly. So the exhaust diffuser is attached by this bolt. There are 22 bolts around here. Okay. So when you remove that 22 bolts, so you can remove the exhaust diffuser from the combustor, right? But before you do that, make the alignment. You already made alignment here between the exhaust and the combustor assembly. Yeah. So that's the alignment. One mark here, and then there's another one over here. Now, to make sure that when you install, the position are correct. Okay. Alright, we can start removing the 22 bolts and then put on the table. Okay. Okay. This is your power turbine that we have removed from the combustor assembly, and this portion down here is exhaust diffuser. Yeah? So the power turbine is housed in the exhaust diffuser. Okay? This portion is exhaust diffuser, and the front one is your rotor, which is basically your power turbine. Yeah? Yes. Okay, so you got that. You got this. And then we got apa ni? What is this? This is your fire shield. Fire shield. This one is your support cone. And this is your clamp. Yeah. This is your what manifold is it? Secondary. Huh? Secondary or the main manifold, fuel manifold. The primary ataupun the starting fuel nozzle is not available. Okay. Alright. Our turbine, second stage, this is second stage turbine. Where is the first stage turbine? Okay, this is your power turbine and it sits in front of the second stage stator. Right? This is the second stage stator. Right? Nampak? Boleh closer? Nampak okay. So this power turbine sits in front of your stator. This is your stator. Okay. So you need to inspect your stator vane. This is second stage stator, second stage rotor, turbine rotor, basically, or the power turbine. Yeah? Write the first stage turbine rotor and the first stage over there. Okay. Alright, so we go there. So the first stage turbine rotor is here. You can see here now, it's turning, right? So you can remove this, there are the 6 bolts, you can remove it, and you can remove the rotor and put on the table. And then in front of the rotor, it's your first stage turbine nozzle guide vane or your stator. Yeah? Okay. And this is your basically your diffuser. So we will not remove your diffuser. Yeah? So or to put the curl. So this is for your diffuser pipe. Okay. So the combustor sits over here. Yeah? So what we're going to do now is to remove the first stage turbine nozzle. Sorry, first stage turbine rotor. Yeah, which is this one. And then you can view the first stage turbine nozzle. Do not remove the first stage turbine nozzle. Yeah? So remove that and you can put on the table. So removing of the first stage turbine rotor. Turbine rotor. Okay. Over here. First stage turbine. First stage turbine nozzle guide vane. Yeah. So the gas, the hot combustion gas will come from here. It will go make a U-turn and it will go right through this passage through the nozzle and comes out to the turbine. So ambil gambar ni. Dia dah ambil. So you have to inspect. So now we have to do the inspection part. So we have removed all the parts. So this is the second stage turbine nozzle. Alright. Okay, now we have to do the inspection. Right. The inspection starts with the first stage turbine nozzle. First stage rotor. Then we do the second stage turbine rotor, which is your nozzle guide vane. That's what your power turbine, and then your second stage nozzle. I mean for inspection. Then you will inspect the exhaust diffuser. This is the exhaust diffuser. Turn around. Yeah. Basically, it's to look for any burr and whatever. Yeah. General inspection of your exhaust diffuser. Then last is your combustor. So you have to turn over. What you need to inspect? Two things. One is your combustor housing, the external portion. And then the combustor liner. So the combustor liner is the inner liner. This is inner liner. This one is called your shroud, combustor shroud end. What do you call it? That is your atomizer, fuel atomizer. Atomizer. I'll tell you. Combustor cylinder. Shroud and scoop, ya. Ini shroud, scoop yang ni, right? Ini liner, ya. Okay. Item number 1, inner liner, rear inner liner, ya. Yang ni inner liner. Number 2 is a forward liner, yang ni, ya. One is inner liner, ini forward liner. Slot cap, backward, inner periphery, and then you look at your itu dia punya liner, ya. Apa shroud? No. Not cooling. Untuk bagi dia strength, but normally the blade macam ni dia panjang, dia longer than this one. Dia longer and dia thin. Jadi bila longer and thin, dia akan flex. Dia akan flex, kan? Jadi to prevent flexing, dia tahu shroud. So this blade against each other, dia akan form a ring. So dia tak mudah nak nak melentur.
Ha?
Kan? Tu. Kan dia separate tu kan.
Tak ada masalah. So,
Okey.
corrosion kalau macam ni dia tak kira ni tak kira as a fault.
Ini suka rap lah pada corrosion je ni.
Ha?
Macam ni corrosion buang. So you boleh cakap lah corrosion. Kan?
Semua tiba-tiba corrosion.
Okay, this is the first stage turbine nozzle guide vane. Right, so inspection of the turbine nozzle guide vane, you are looking for apa? Burn, nick, then cracks. Yeah. Yeah, inspect for vane nicks. Tu. Trailing edge. Why you cannot inspect the leading edge? Why can't you inspect the leading edge?
Because
so whatever exposed, cukup, ya. Right.
okay.
Okay.
So dah habis dah inspect ni sir?
Inspect the first stage turbine rotor. First stage turbine rotor. Okay. For cracks, no crack is allowed at the rotor. So inspect the turbine rotor. This is the first stage turbine rotor. Right. Look for any cracks using magnifying glass 10 times. Kan macam ni tak nampak, so you have to use a magnifying glass to see kan ada cracks very small. Right. Okay. No cracks at the root. Mana root dia? Kat situ. No cracks on the disc. Right. Done. Okay, now inspect the second stage nozzle. Yang ni second stage turbine nozzle. Right. Second stage turbine nozzle, which is here. Inspect trailing and leading and trailing edge for nick, dents, crack, pits and burr. So this is your trailing, nozzle. This is your second stage turbine nozzle, right? Cracks, burr, nick, or whatever, right? Leading edge, trailing edge. Where's the trailing edge?
Behind.
Okay, this is the trailing edge of the second stage nozzle. Right? Any defects? Tak ada.
No defects sir.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
What's that?
Nick.
Ni?
Nicks.
This one is actually nick.
Then.
Nick, but leading edge kan something. Yang ini bukan. So it's a nick, right? So there's two defects there, you have to replace it. Okay, then look at the nozzle. Combustor liner. Right, see the combustor liner. This is the combustor liner. Inspect for cracks, burn marks, and also warpage. Yeah, and also inspect over here. This is your apa? Shroud and scoop. Yeah. Okay. So all of them found satisfactory. Okay. We also have to inspect the exhaust diffuser. Okay. This portion is the exhaust diffuser. Tengok apa exhaust diffuser punya, apa dia punya inspect for what? Bukan the next one. Dan lain punya file sebelah. Exhaust diffuser, fire shield and exhaust diffuser. Okay. Fire shield, exhaust diffuser. Okay, fire shield. Exhaust diffuser.
Para 320.
You should inspect
damage, crack or burn.
Damage, crack or burn. Right? So, inspect for damage, crack or burn. Not this one, but this exhaust diffuser. Right? Ni. Okay. Right? Everything is good condition, right? Exhaust diffuser. And then, what else? Apa lagi? Fire shield. Atas ni.
Fire shield and support cone.
Lagi bawah.
Inspect cross thread. Yes. Distortion. Okay. Dah, tu saja.
Ada lagi tak bawah? So inspect the fire shield. This is a fire shield. Right? Inspect for cracks, distortion. Distortion means kalau you supposed to be round, dia distort macam tu. Kan? Dia bukan to the original shape. Kalau warpage, dia macam flat macam ni, dia akan wavy. Right? So this one it's okay except for rusty corrosion. This is your exhaust, fire shield, and this one is your support cone. Yeah. Similarly, check for any damage, burr or whatever, right? Okay. And your clamp, you also have to check for the clamp. Okay, clamp, you have to look at here. Dekat
stage was Melayu.
Main stage.
Kita sudah kembali
Main
pada
stage.
Ayu. Alamak.
Enggak main.
Min serumat.
pasal di dalam ni. Kalau kita remove dari V-band dan juga support cone. Stack support cone dekat mana tadi?
Tu.
Page 319. So you follow at page 319. Fire shield, support cone. Okay. Looking for that ni lah, clamp ke mana ya? Combustor. Macam combustor. Ni chamber housing. V-band clamp, there. Right? The V-band clamp falls under combustion chamber housing. Yeah. So here inspection, we should inspect private part. Inspect V-band coupling for wear and dent. Jadi kat mana you will see? Kat mana you will see the wear? Kau tengok clamp kat mana you will see? Mana? Yalah, which exactly part yang akan wear?
Sini.
Mana?
Dalam.
Dalam.
Groove dia.
Oh.
Terus saya masukkan.
Kan spesifiknya dalam dia. Sebab apa dia akan clamp the flange kan. So yang nak wear pun, this is where your wear area. Bukan luar ni. This one dia tak wear. Ini kalau damage apa benda handling. But the wear is on the groove. And kat mana? Dekat sini. So here, baca ni.
V-band.
Inspect V-band coupling bolt, static tap plug, coupling V-band coupling bolt. Where is the V-band coupling? Dia suruh buat FPI.
Betul aja.
Yalah, tapi tak spesifik. Kamu kata keliling semua kan. Dia kena betul-betul tepat. Okay, coupling dekat sini, coupling kat sini, and then the wear groove ni kat dalam ni. Ya. Yang ini. right? Sebab when dia clamp like this, kalau ada vibration, dia akan vibrate kan. Contoh right, movement apa-apa, vibrate. So the wear is here, but the flange is sitting around here. Itu yang dia akan wear, tempat yang bergeser. Right, this one is your secondary fuel manifold. Bukan nozzle, where is the nozzle? Mana nozzle? Where is your fuel nozzle?
Tak ada.
Where would be the fuel nozzle? Dalam mana? Combustion chamber. Mana dia?
Inside.
That green one. This green one, kita panggil dia remove one. Mula melekat dia. Dia ada bolt. Okay, this one is to call it a fuel vaporizer. Fuel vaporizer, this green fuel is not a fuel atomizer but a fuel vaporizer. Fuel vaporizer meaning fuel. Alright, remember you have two sets. You have one set of secondary fuel manifold and fuel nozzle, fuel vaporizer, and you also one set of yang ni. You have a set of starting nozzle. The starting nozzle is to provide you the starting fuel to light up the engine and also up to idle. So during start up, so this nozzle, right, this manifold will supply fuel to your starting fuel nozzle. So the combustion chamber is heated. There is combustion taking place dalam ni, right? Okay. Then when you want to increase the power, what you do? You increase your push your throttle. More fuel will now enter your apa ni?
Secondary.
So your secondary fuel manifold. Okay. So the secondary fuel manifold will go into this nozzle. What happen? This nozzle is not the atomizer type, it's the vapor type. Bermakna this area dah panas, heated, right? This area is heated. So when fuel enter into that nozzle yang hijau ni, over there, yang ni lagi, right? So when the fuel from the secondary nozzle enters the fuel vaporizer, right? And this chamber is hot, it's heated. So what comes out from this vaporizer would be fuel vapor, not fuel, not atomized fuel, but it's fuel vapor. Itu panggil dia fuel vaporizer. So, but you must have the heat. The heat comes from your ni. Nampak ni apa benda ni? It's your starting fuel nozzle.
Yes.
Ya, nampak?
Jadi
Okay. Inspection complete?
dah complete.
Yes, complete.
Okay, December back.
Okay, now we start reassemble. Okay, which one you install first?
The primary.
Which one you install first now?
Primary bit.
Okay. You have to assemble the diffuser back onto the combustor to make it one module.
Firewood.
And then you have to install
Primary.
your first stage turbine rotor onto that
Alright.
engine. Okay. Install that first. Install the first turbine rotor. Then install your diffuser and the power turbine onto the combustor. Alright. And then install the cone, the fire shield on the combustor. Put the nozzle. Then you can install the whole assembly. Right. Okay. Boleh buat?